You ever feel like you're having deja vu? Well, that's me right now, once again applying for another credit card, and in this case, another business credit card. But this is a new endeavor for me and a new ecosystem looking at the US Bank business credit cards. And I know what you're thinking. I'm probably spending outside of my means with all these credit cards to hit these welcome offers. But this is pretty much business as usual for me. I just have some larger purchases that I need to make, or some things like taxes and property taxes, where I put that on these credit cards to hit welcome offers. And most of the time, I'm going for the travel rewards cards. But the annual fees are starting to stack up a bit. So I want to evaluate some cashback cards or some low to no annual fee cards that may fit in the setup, maybe temporarily just for a year, or it may be something a little bit longer term if I can build out an ecosystem, which is why I'm taking a look at some of these US Bank cards. They do have some rockstar earning cards. Typically, these different ecosystems that don't have transfer partners aren't really as much of an interest to me, but when I have a bigger purchase that I need to make, I do want to leverage that with some new cards. So I'm still sticking with the business credit cards as of now. I still have one spot left for my Chase 524. I don't really know why. Like, there's nothing really that stands out to me with Chase cards that I want to apply for, but I do want to see some of what shakes out here with Chase and Marriott towards the end of the year if something does happen that I want to be able to jump on. Or I may just apply for one of the lower annual fee Marriott Chase cards, but I have to be conscious of some of the different rules with the Marriott ecosystem, having the AMEX business card for Marriott and having the Ritz-Carlton card. But that being said, this is about US Bank business credit cards. There's two cards in particular that I want to evaluate. So let's dig in a bit. So why this triple cash card versus some of the travel rewards types of cards? Well, first and foremost, I have a ton of different points from other ecosystems where I could transfer those points out to different transfer partners. And with US Bank, you have to go through their travel portal. But I wanted to dig in a little bit on this card in particular. And the main two things that stood out to me: first, $750 in cash back as the welcome offer for this card, and second, $0 annual fee. Those two things in combination are a match made in heaven to me. The triple cash is also changing the game with its name, triple cash, and earning 3% in a lot of categories where I spend money. Not that I will necessarily use this card long term, but there are some categories that stand out to me, and there may be some situations where I plug this card in compared to some other ones when I'm not working on a welcome offer, which is pretty rare these days. The $100 credit on different software expenses, I need to dig into this a little bit, but I do have some specific expenses where I believe that this $100 credit would apply, which is just money in the bank on top of that $750 welcome offer. Now, driving an electric vehicle, I do like that more of these cards are starting to see elevated earning potential on EV charging. Now, most of my charging is done at home these days, but it is nice that there are some specific cards, and we're seeing that with some of the Wells Fargo cards and others that are earning 3 or 4% on EV charging. So props to these card issuers for finally stepping up their game there versus just these gas option only cards. And this other card that I'm considering, the US Bank Business Leverage card, is a signature card from Visa, so it is a step up in terms of the travel protections and benefits that come with it, which I believe is the reason that it has a $95 annual fee after the first year. The earning with this one is a rewards card versus the triple cash, which is earning cash back. So these points can be leveraged for travel redemptions, but with US Bank not having transfer partners, I don't really place as much value with that other than just your standard 1 cent per point, which to me, I don't think this card is as valuable as the triple cash. Now, with the bonus or welcome offer that comes with this card, a value of $750 or 75,000 points, not as much value to me compared to the cash back, but end of the day, it's a pretty similar thing. You do have to spend a little bit higher on this, but I do have a big expense where I need to segment this out over a few different cards to maximize the return or get these different welcome offers. So that's what I would be using this card. And you can combine or apply for multiple US Bank cards at one time, and it's just one credit pull. So that's what I'm thinking I may do with this card and the triple cash card. So what do you think? Am I making a good move by applying for one or two of these cards at one specific time? Leave your comments down below and let me know, and let's dig into the application. Okay, so now with all that out of the way, I'm going to confirm the US Bank Business Triple Cash Rewards card. Good Lord. The terms and conditions here, as I scroll down, pretty standard with the business cards from what I've seen. So I'm going to scroll down here to the bottom. I'm going to accept the terms and submit, and we'll see what it comes back with. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to need to provide some additional information or documentation. This is my first card, as I had mentioned, with US Bank, or my first application here. So I assume I'll get an email from them with some additional documents that I need to deliver, and then I'll follow up with you all and let you know what shakes out here. So as you can see, I was approved for both the business leverage and the triple cash card. Excited to get going on these welcome offers. I received quite a few different pieces of mail from US Bank. Here's just some of them you could see. I think I got 6 to 8 total pieces of mail from US Bank, so they're not shy about sending mail out. Now, to give you some context around the dates, I applied for the cards on July 12th, which was a Friday. On Monday, the 15th, I was approved for the cards. So on the 12th, I received an email that said that they were working on processing the application. They would be back in touch. They were reviewing it in a little more detail. And then on Monday, the 15th, I did receive 2 separate emails, one of which I'll show you on the screen here, that I was approved for the card, showed the credit limit, which you can see pretty minimal at $3,000. So I'm going to be having to make some purchases, pay it off right away, as you should do anyway with these cards, in order to hit the welcome offer. So 2 separate welcome offers, one being a cashback, the other one being rewards, points, or credits. But to me, the value is totally there. And I did some research on the different categories, the 2X and the 3X categories, and it looks like all the purchases that I need to make will fall within one of those on each card. So the 2X on the business leverage card, tax payments, property tax payments specifically, do fall within that 2% category. In the triple cash, there's quite a few different categories, so I'll be able to hit that 3% for those specific categories. So very excited about hitting the welcome offer for both of these cards. So just a close loop on the dates here. So applied on the 12th, received the approval emails and notification on the 15th, and then the slew of mail that came on Friday the 19th. I did receive both cards in the mail, signed up, activated the cards, and I've already made a few purchases on those cards. So happy to share my thoughts around these spending categories and making sure that I'm getting the 2X and 3X on those specific categories. So certainly fire away with any questions that you have. So if you are looking into these cards, US Bank does also have some nice business checking account welcome offers. The one that I'm probably going to go with is deposit $5,000, hold it there for 60 days, and you'll receive a $300 statement credit back. The other one is $30,000, and then you receive $800 back. So I like to play this game as well. If I'm opening business cards, open a business checking or savings account, if they have some of these offers. Chase always has some good offers going on. I've seen some with Citi as well, and quite a few other card issuers, credit unions, etc. So happy to share my thoughts with some of my strategy here, talk a little bit more about the cards that I've opened, what's on the roadmap here the rest of 2024. I hope you found some value in this. Certainly fire away with any questions that you have. Make sure you're redeeming all those points. And until next time, cheers.